Hey everybody, this is a video about assignment 6.1, and if you read this you'll see that I'm asking you to create a professional learning plan or a staff development plan that might relate some way into your school improvement plan. Now I've got a couple of ideas here that you can do, and I created a couple of samples, but you can do whatever you would like to do for a staff development workshop or some kind of a plan for a school. This one here is about a sample of scenario where it's a middle school with 600 students. You can see that, and what they're going to do is they're going to utilize the technology in the classroom and try to improve scores for math and reading. And they have $10,000 budget. And so you can see the scenario here, and so you create the staff development. I'll show you what a student did with this in the next couple of seconds. But then I want to show you another idea is to a simple elementary school, and they're going to implement professional learning communities with a focus on common formative assessments for the areas of math and reading to try to improve that area. So you can create a professional development plan to focus on this. Notice you got $10,000 to spend for all this staff development. So it doesn't need to be just one little 30-minute or 40-minute workshop. I'd like for it to be carried out over a school year or or half of a school year, or some utilization of that method. And then be sure you include these things here: the timeline, what will be addressed, how to make it attractive and challenging enough to be meaningful. You can actually create a PowerPoint to be an introduction to, as if you were the leader of the school or you're the teacher leader and this is your staff development. So you might go over this is a plan that we have using a PowerPoint showing them what might take place, but also have documentation of what you would be doing by writing it up. And the other idea is for you to come up with a plan on your own, as long as it addresses student achievement and follows the basic components outlined right here. It needs to have this information in it. So that's basically how you do this. I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have. Now here's a plan that a student did before. What they did was they chose the technology staff development, and he starts off with a introduction of him or her speaking to the staff and about what they were going to do. This might be during pre-planning or something like that in the August. And then he talks about what will happen. They're using a program called iReady, which is a software program, and so they're actually going to be implementing this year. So they were going over how to do it and how to roll it out. And then he has an explanation of why they're using this program, and it's kind of more direct informational than it is collaborative. The collaboration has already taken place by the leadership team, and so therefore the time for collaboration is over and it's time to implement. And sometimes with staff development you have to be a little more direct informational. He's got a timeline here. He spells it out that they're having one workshop almost every month through all the way through April, and then he shows the cost of the program, of what he kind of just fabricated this as a means of trying to come up with some kind of a budget that was a little bit around $10,000, and then how would you evaluate the staff development, whether it worked or not. And then he actually has a form that they would fill out to compare those students between the three fall, winter, and spring testing times that he would use. Notice he's focusing on English language arts and math, and then he also has an analysis sheet that he asks all the teachers to complete, and you can see that as well. So basically that's how he did it, and you're welcome to stretch your imagination and do something else, as long as it's related to student achievement and that it focuses on these main things right here, and that's what I'm looking for primarily. All right, I hope that helps.